Hi, welcome. Today we are going to talk about Spyrals. An archetype I think has some potential, but right now it's just okay-ish. So let's just go into it and start looking at the cards. The first card is Spiral Super Agent. It's an Earth Warrior, level 4, 1900 attack, 1200 defense. The effect is, if this card is in your hand, you can declare one card type. Monster Spell Trap. Reveal the top card of your opponent's deck, and if you do, special summon this card, okay? If it is the card of that type, if this card is special summoned by an effect of a spiral card, you can target one spell trap card your opponent controls, destroy it. You can only use each effect of Spiral Super Agent once per turn. So pretty much, you reveal the top card of your opponent's deck, you declare Monster Spell Trap, that's pretty simple, and then you special summon this card. And if the card is of that type, you can basically pop a spell or trap from the back row. So you can destroy a spell or trap when you summon this card, because this card is special summoned this card is special summoned by the effect of Spiral card, which it is because it's its own effect, I think. So, and because this card is Spiral Super Agent, you get to pop a card, if it is of that type, of course. If you know what your opponent has in the top of his deck. So you can pop a spell trap. This card is interesting, but I'm gonna explain why right now, sooner, why I think this card is not as good. Because I have actually put it into three categories of cards. Spiral Super Agent and Charming Resort Staff is the first. Charming Resort Staff has a light fairy effect, level 3, 300 attack, 200 defense. Not very much attack and defense here, as you can see. Amazing artwork though. When an attack is declared involving a Spiral Super Agent you control and an opponent's face-up monster, you can change the attack to your opponent's monster to 0. If this card is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can special summon one Spiral Super Agent from your deck. If a Spiral Super Agent you control is destroyed by battle or sent to the graveyard, while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, return one Spiral Super Agent from your graveyard to your hand. So basically this card tutors Spiral Super Agent. And the problem I have right now with Spyrals, we only have one Spiral Super Agent. If we get one more Spiral Super Agent, this card would become a lot better, in my opinion, because we only have one right now. This card's playability is a little bit, I would say, okay. I mean, I don't know how many I want to run, maybe one, possibly two. I don't think you want to run three. I mean, for example, when an attack is declared involving a Spiral Super Agent you control and an opponent's face-up monster, you can change the attack of your opponent's monster 0. That's pretty good, but I think you have to have the card on the field to resolve that effect. So if it was from your hand, that would be just really good, but that's just when you have this card on the field, I think. And if this card is destroyed by battle or by a card effect, you can add a Spiral Super Agent from your deck. So you can basically add one, which is not bad, I would say. Per se, it's not bad. But if you had more than one Spiral Super Agent, you could search other ones. Right now we only have one though, so yeah, you can only search this guy. Let's see now. Oh. Well, you can't really see it, so something happened there. This computer is really bad sometimes. But you can only search Spiral Super Agent, the one that I showed you before. And of course, when this, yeah, you can search from your deck. If a Spiral Super Agent you control is destroyed by battle or sent to the graveyard, while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, then return one Spiral Super Agent from your graveyard to your hand. So you can basically return cards from your graveyard as well. So I think this card has a lot of potential in that manner, that it tutors Spiral Super Agent. It works together with that card, but if you get one more Spiral Super Agent or maybe two more, this card will become a lot better in my opinion, because it does tutor Spiral Super Agent a lot, but because we only have one, I see the potential of this card being a little bit lower than usual. So that's just my opinion. Now we have Spiral Quick Fix. Okay, this is the next part of the archetype, I would say, the Spiral Quick Fix. This card is Earth Machine, level 1, 500 attack, 400 defense. And it has, if this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 Spiral Gear card from your deck to your hand. If this card is in your graveyard and you control a Spiral Super Agent, you can discard 1 card, special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. So if this card is in your graveyard and you have a Spiral Super Agent, which you need more Spiral Super Agents, I think we only have 1 right now, which is okay. But if you get more Spiral Super Agents, this is going to become a lot better. But if you have a Spiral Super Agent, you can discard a card and special summon this card. But when it leaves the field, it's banished. Yeah. And if it's normal or special summon, you can add a Spiral Gear card from your deck to your hand, which is not too bad, in my opinion. This card is a pretty good setup. And the first Spiral Gear card is Spiral Gear Big Red. We only have 2 Spiral Gears. This is the first one. This is an equip spell. Activate this by targeting a spiral monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and if you do, equip this card. Equip this card to it. It cannot be destroyed by battle. You can only activate one Spiral Gear Big Red per turn. So this is kind of like a Monster Reborn for your Spiral Super Agent or Spiral cards in general. So this is Monster Reborn. It's just Monster Reborn. It's nothing more than that. But like I said, Spiral Quick Fix searches Spiral Gear cards. We only have 2 this far, so it only searches this card and the next card we're gonna talk about. But this is Monster Reborn, and this card is pretty good. I would say that Spiral Gear Big Red is probably my favorite of the 2 because it's pretty good. But like I said, we need more Spiral Super Agents and we need more Spiral Gear cards, because if you get a couple of more Spiral Gear cards and another Spiral Super Agent, this will come just so much better. The next card is Spiral Gear Drone. This is a wind machine, level 1, 100 attack and 100 defense. So this is the second one of the Spiral Gears. And this card is, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can look at the top 3 cards from your opponent's deck, and if you do, place them on the top of their deck in any order. So this helps out Spiral Super Agent, so he can use his effect to more success. And that's why this card is probably a 3 of as well, probably, because you know, you probably want to be able to look at your opponent's top 3 cards and put them back in any order so you can use Spiral Super Agent's effect to its full potential. And if you do, place them on the top of your deck in an order. During either player's turn, you contribute this. During either player's turn, you contribute this card. Then target 1 Spiral monster you control. It gains 500 attack for each card your opponent controls. You can banish this card and 1 Spiral card from your graveyard. Then target 1 Spiral Super Agent in your graveyard. Add it to your hand. So once again, if we had 1 more Spiral Super Agent, this would be a lot better, because I feel like, while I feel like Spiral Super Agents is a one-of, I don't think you're gonna get more of them. I think that this is kind of like a James Bond archetype. So when you have a James Bond archetype, usually you only have 1 Super Agent. So I feel like we're not gonna get any more Super Agents. But like I said, this also helps out the whole. You can, for example, you contribute this card and target a Spiral monster you control. It gains 500 attack for each card your opponent controls. So if your opponent controls 2 cards, that's 1000 attack. Not too bad. And you can banish this card and 1 Spiral card from your graveyard, and then you can target 1 Spiral Super Agent in your graveyard, add it to your hand, so that's pretty much returning Spiral Super Agent to your hand. I feel like this card, just like most cards, allows you to get back Spiral Super Agent, which is not bad in my opinion. It's just, we need more Spiral Gear cards and more Spiral Super Agents to make these cards work. And here we have Spiral Master Plan. It's a dark spellcaster, level 7, 1200 attack, 2800 defense. Amazing artwork as always. All these cards have amazing artwork, so it's nothing new there. Once per turn you can add 1 Spiral Mission card from your deck to your hand. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 Spiral Resort and 1 Spiral Monster from your deck to your hand, except Spiral Master Plan. You can only use the effect of Spiral Master Plan once per turn. This card is a cool card as well, because once per turn you can add 1 Spiral Mission from your deck. But we only have 1 Spiral Mission this far, so that doesn't impress me as much, because we only have 1 Spiral Mission this far into the archetype to your hand. And if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add a Spiral Resort and a Spiral monster from your deck to your hand, except Spiral Master Plan. So you can add 1 Spiral monster and 1 Spiral Resort. This is kind of good, but we only have 1 Spiral Resort, but we have 3 Spiral monsters. Once again, Charming Resort Staff is not a Spiral monster, so you can't search that. Which I kinda don't understand. Why is Charming Resort Staff not a Spiral card? I mean, it should have been so much better if it was a Spiral card, but okay. You didn't make it Spiral card, I don't get it. I think that's kind of weird. But I think this card has some synergy. It helps you search the deck. It's level 7 though, it's kind of weird. It would have been cooler if this was a level like 4 or 5 and it could special summon itself. That would have been awesome. And let's see, the next card we want to talk about is Spiral Mission Assault. This card is a continuous spell card. Destroy this card during your 3rd end phase after activation. So okay, it doesn't stay around forever. Once per turn, if a Spiral monster you control is destroyed... After activation, once per turn, if a Spiral monster you control destroys a monster by battle, if you do destroy a card on the field with a Spiral monster's effect you control, you draw a card. You can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon 1 Spiral monster from your hand. So this card is pretty cool. I mean, it is destroyed during your 3rd end phase, which is kind of weird because we need more Spiral missions, I feel like. And once per turn, and like I said, once per turn, if a Spiral monster you control destroys a monster by battle or destroy cards by its effect, you can draw a card, which is not bad. I think that's pretty good. It's draw power, so it's not necessarily worst. It helps you draw from your deck, but it's destroyed during your 3rd end phase, so it doesn't stay around forever. And you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon 1 Spiral monster from your hand. So you can special summon a Spiral monster from your hand if you banish this from your graveyard, which is kind of cool because this is a Spiral card, so it works with Spiral Super Agents. So I feel like the Archetype does have synergy, and it has this kind of weird, kind of working together mentality. We have one more card. Probably I can get it up. Apparently not, because I have to go here and go here, because apparently this computer is a little bit weird from time to time. So it is probably gonna take a little while, but it's not gonna take too long. The last card is Spiral Resort. So, Spiral Resort. This card is a field spell card. Your opponent cannot target other Spiral cards you control with card effects, which is good. Once per turn you can add 1 Spiral monster from your deck to your hand, which pretty much, that's kind of cool, except you can't add Charming Resort Staff because that's not a Spiral card. Once again, it kind of sucks. Once per turn during your end phase, shuffle 1 monster from your graveyard into your deck or destroy this card. So that's kind of cool that you have to basically, during your end phase, shuffle a monster to your deck or destroy this card. So it's kind of cool that actually have that as a mechanic. So that's all the cards we have. Like, that's all the cards. This is pretty much the last one. It's really cool that Spiral cards you control cannot be targeted. Your opponent cannot target Spiral cards you control with card effects. You can add 1 Spiral monster from your deck to your hand, and you can basically, if you shuffle a monster back from your graveyard, this card is not destroyed. I like Spirals. I think they have a lot of potential because we have a lot of kind of synergy with them. I feel like what this archetype need is maybe another Spiral Resort card. Another Spiral Mission, probably another Spiral Super Agents as well. Because, I gotta be honest, this card is pretty sweet. I mean, this card, for example, you can banish the card from your graveyard, special summon 1 Spiral monster from your hand, which is kind of sweet because it has a lot of synergy. I feel like that's what this archetype has, a lot of synergy. And I feel like that's the potential of this archetype. It has a lot of potential. We are probably going to get 2 more sets of support, because usually you get 4 sets of support for these exclusive archetypes, and this is an exclusive archetype. And I'm actually kind of interested to see where this is going. If we can get a couple of more Spiral missions, a couple of more Spiral gear cards, and of course maybe another Spiral resort card, that would be amazing in my opinion. If we can get some more more support that goes with the theme of this archetype, I feel like this archetype has a lot of potential. What I want to see, like I said, one more Spiral Super Agent. We only need one more to make this work. Maybe 1-2 more Spiral missions, maybe another Spiral resort, maybe 2 more Spiral gear cards, and of course, why is this card not a Spiral card? It sucks that this card is not like Charming Spiral Resort Staff, because you could search it. You can't really search it, so you can't really search this card, so it's kind of bad that you can't look to your deck and get this card to your hand. But I still think this card has potential. Maybe a 2 of, 3 of, 1 of. I would have to try to see where it goes and lands. But what do you think about Spirals? Do you think Spirals had a lot of potential? Do you think they have a future? I see a kind of future for this archetype, and I'm excited. I'm always excited to see where an archetype is going. This one really excites me. Right now I'm really on a Spiral hype, so I really hope that this pans out. I'm probably gonna pick this up because I'm really super excited. But we're not gonna know until the next set if this is going to work or not. Right now, Spirals has some synergy. I feel like you would have to build a deck carefully so you don't... Because it's weird that, for example, this card is level 7. I mean, if this card was lower leveled, it would probably be a little bit more useful. Because how are you gonna summon this card? I mean, sure, it's pretty cool that you can pretty much add all that, but if you have a way to get this card to the field, I mean, you could put it in your graveyard, and then you could use Big Red to basically Monster Reborn it, so I guess that's a way to get it to the field. So there are probably ways to get it to the field easy. So, but once again, like, if this was a Spiral card, this would be a really good archetype. But I think it has potential, but like I said, please tell me what you think in the comment section down below, and as always, comment, like, and subscribe.